Of course, man. That's talking about a real danger zone. You can't see, so
But
you just running
that's
into
kind of
all kinds.
crazy. That's kind of crazy, right? That's only like 7 miles up from flat Earth, right, to 8 miles down. That's it. That's as far as we've gone.
Have y'all
Yep.
been watching that joint with Will Smith? It's like
Like, traveling around the
yeah.
globe
So
and
one
shit.
of the episodes he did go on a submarine and they went basically as deep as they could go. And there's animals down there that literally like you think it's like total darkness down there, and literally it's like a light show. They light
Right.
up. Animals light up.
Yeah, yeah,
Bioluminescence. Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, what? This is nuts. But again,
What you think they're gonna do? That's evolution. Like, what you expect to happen down there? Everybody just running around, bumping each other, just nibbling on each other.
Right.
Right, of course not. Of course,
Just nibbling on each other. My nigga Siks, is that you?
Sight. Right. You have sight as a sense. They had to create a way to use it. Period.
Absolutely.
But it's interesting that, again, this isn't even common knowledge. I don't even think I learned that in school at all. I
No,
definitely did not.
No.
And it's like
learning that is not going to.
Not to say that we shouldn't explore space, but we don't know Earth, and that's why we steady fucking it up.
That's why I'm cynical about all of this shit. I don't mind having the conversations and talking and being speculative, but all of this shit makes me cynical at the same time. Because like, who am I? Whose word am I really taking on any of this shit? I'm from the block, dude. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
Not only are you from the block, but the correct people aren't disseminating the information.
That too. It's like, and then also you gotta look at it like this. Like, you gotta consider the source. Why should I trust these motherfuckers? You know what I'm saying? Provide me this information if all they ever do on the back end is censor somebody else who's providing counter information. Yeah. Why not let both? Just present both sides of the story and let the people decide. You know what I'm saying? The reason why though is because it's dangerous to have people out here freely thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking super dangerous nowadays to have people freely thinking. All the information, they always say, man, just do your Googles. Man, all of this shit is fucking tampered with.
Yep. Down to that. What Rockefeller said, we need more workers instead of thinkers, because thinkers would cause a problem with the current situation.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Like, remember, I feel like it was a book that you may have given me to read, The Rise of the Fourth Reich or something in that vein, but basically like in the early 70s they tried to figure out why it was so many uprisings to the point where they had to change so many laws in the late 60s, and it was because of the space race, because they pumped money into education for the first time and actually was teaching people shit, so they was getting smarter about their situation, on top of obviously time and all of the different things that's weighing on these situations being bad. But if you're giving a person knowledge and the means to change it, they gonna try to.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
It's a combination of things that was happening all at the same time with that though, man. Because you take like the 50s and the 60s, it was like pivotal behind World War II. Something happened during World War II and them actually working with the Germans to kind of like reverse engineer a lot of shit and manufacture stuff and going to the space race that on the ground level, like just regular people, you know what I'm saying? You're talking post Jim Crow, we're talking the civil rights movement, we're talking the feminist movement, all the hippies fighting, trying to stop Vietnam, all of this stuff that's happening. People were just tired of just being subjected to bullshit, and they wanted answers. And if you can't give me the answers, we burn this motherfucker down. And what the system decided to do was like, you know what, we're going to placate all of you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Here, get high. We're gonna give you some of this dope. Hey ladies, you want a fucking job? Here, get all the jobs you want. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Stay distracted.
Yeah. Hey niggas, you want to sit on the front of the bus? Sit your ass on the front of the bus. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it takes to get everybody to calm the fuck down so they can get back to what they were intending to do in the first place. And that's what's been happening ever since. Everything has been keeping us fucking complacent while they do what they
pacified. Yep. Video games, entertainment. Like, okay, just to make a call back to the last episode, and it's funny how it relates to this in a bad way. how many streaming services is it now? How many, like, it's so many different things to keep us distracted from actually looking outside and looking up and seeing what's actually happening to us. Is crazy.
Like most people couldn't even tell you. Like I remember, I think I said something. We had a conversation before, Matt. I was saying how because here we had a windstorm, a derecho windstorm. It was like, no, it wasn't last year. It was 2020, August 2020. A windstorm came. It came through like a land hurricane, and it was all in like one fell swoop. It wasn't like hours and hours of fucking wind blowing and all this old shit. We had got it was like super humid, and all of a sudden it got cold, and then this big wall of wind just took down trees, dude. Just took down trees for miles, and we were out of power for, I think I told you, like a week. We ain't had no power for like a week.
Yeah.
And dude, when I tell you I could just look up in the sky and see shooting stars and shit, never in my life have I seen some shit like that before. I mean, it was like just so many, and it was like, it just so happened to coincide around the time where they was expecting like meteor showers or some shit like that. But to actually see so many of them so vividly, because there's no background light, you know what I'm saying? No street lights and no billboard lights and all that shit, kind of like diffusing all the light in the sky. You can see like this, when you see in movies where you see clusters of stars and shit like that from the Milky Way, like most people's like, I don't ever see that shit every day. I saw that shit.
Yeah.
Without all that background light.
When you driving out on the highway, like when I went to California, we drove like at night. Oh, you could see them stars good because it ain't no light. It ain't no light. You know,
background light.
Background light, and then when you in the middle of the country like Utah and all them states where it's not even as bad pollution too, you really seeing everything. I had to stop the car. I was like, stars.
Shit, like from a modern perspective, it kind of changes the way I view like the modern existence. You know what I'm saying? Like the trivialities that's presented to us that we kind of like latch on to, and then you start looking at it, so like, all right, I had to go without power for a week. That shit could have turned into a month to a year. Who knew? You know what I'm saying? I was at the mercy of motherfuckers who had the skills to get that shit back on. That show you how naked we are in this system. You know what I'm saying?
Infinitesimal.